First lead source that I want to talk about as we dive into this, now that we've talked about what consumer expectation looks like and what type of consumers are like really thinking about and wanting from service providers in this day and age, I want to start diving into the different types of lead sources because conversion process looks a little bit different with each different lead source. The first lead source that we're going to be talking about today are what we call channel partner tour connections. To give you an example of what channel partner tour connections are, these are from services like Zillow Flex and Zillow Premier Agent and Realtor.com, ReadyConnect, etc. These are consumers that are being connected to you live on the phone that have selected a specific day and time that they want to see a house. So these are pretty much as good as it gets for the most part. I want you to think about it like this. If you're on a team or you're a team leader, whatever it may be, that are providing these leads to agents or you're being provided these leads, these are the type of leads that are very, very, very incredibly expensive, whether from a referral fee that's due at the end of it or an upfront cost. The best way to go into these lead sources, especially this one, as you kind of start thinking about conversion, imagine a world where you take out your credit card and regardless of the outcome of that first conversation, you're swiping your Amex and you're paying at least $1,000, regardless of how good of a call it is. That's how good these leads are. They are the closest to the bottom of the funnel leads that we've ever encountered, and I've worked hundreds, if not thousands, of different online leads. So how these leads are generated is really simple. A consumer goes on a website like Zillow or Realtor.com or whatever it may be, and they can look at property pretty much indefinitely without having to register. The cool thing with these leads is these are not forced contact capture. I'll talk a little bit about what that means here shortly, but non-forced contact capture leads usually mean that the consumer can go on Zillow, they can type in a zip code, 92677 Laguna Niguel, and they can look at, 100 different houses. What we've learned is that the average consumer looks at 350 houses over the course of about 90 days before they actually submit their first inquiry. Why is that a good thing to you as an agent? That means the consumer's done all the busy work and figured out what they like and what they don't like, for the most part. I know some of you guys are rolling your eyes right now going, Chris, I've had clients that I've showed 40 houses to. There's an exceptions to the rule, obviously, right? But for the most part, these consumers can go online and look at all these different properties and finally make that decision. That light bulb goes off in their head. They see the one that is going to solicit action. And it's really simple what can happen. They click schedule a tour. They select a specific day and time that they want to see that house. They can say tomorrow at 4 p.m., right? They type in their name, phone number, and email, and they're off to the races. What happens next is really cool. Either Zillow or Realtor.com or whatever one of these channel partners it is reaches out to that consumer in some way, shape, or form, whether it be an actual phone call or a text message or whatever it may be. They validate 2 data points before that lead gets to you as the agent. The first thing they validate is that consumer has a genuine interest in seeing the home and scheduling an appointment. Next, they have a genuine interest in scheduling a call to actually talk with an agent prior to that showing. Once those 2 conditions are met, then and only then, your phone will ring as an agent. And on the other end of that phone is a consumer who has said they want to see the house and they were ready to talk to an agent. It's pretty hard to mess that type of opportunity up. That's about as good as it gets. So again, if you've had experience with these leads for the most part and you haven't had really a whole lot of training on online lead conversion, you have to throw your expectation out the window because the process I'm going to teach you will make it exponentially easier to convert those customers into clients. Now, with channel partner leads like that, most of the time, and sure there's exceptions to the rule, those leads are worked on usually like a 50-50 split with your team leader, right, in some way, shape, or form. And there's a referral fee that's due to Zillow, right? Especially if you're on Flex. If you're on market-based pricing, no referral fee, just team leader pays for the lead or you pay for the lead up front. But with these channel partners, usually it's a referral fee, anywhere from 25 to 35 to 40%. So at the end of the day, if you're thinking about this and your team leader is providing you with leads from any of these sources, or if you're a team leader providing those to agents, these are the creme de la creme leads. These are the opportunities that you do not want to goof up. Following a standardized, defined process with these types of opportunities specifically is going to be more important than it has ever been.